to us. And as a Guru's sake, what you're asked to do when you take an Amrit is appreciate that this time you're on borrowed time. You are on borrowed time. You've been given this time to achieve something. That achievement is individual. Okay, so what you choose to do in that time is your own. You have your own ambitions, you have your achievements, you have your own goals. But as a Guru's sake, I'm going to put it to you, and I'm hoping that you guys are not going to be shy and not speak. Hopefully you'll speak to me. Things on here. Never mind. Okay. But I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm hoping that some of you will talk to me. But as a Guru's sake, as a Sikh person, what is the point? Okay, we spend all our time trying to make ourselves better, a better Sikh, trying to do more part, trying to do more prayers, trying to do more meditation, trying to do more good deeds. Why? What's the point? Anybody? Somebody? Why would you do it? So bring down a look at you.
To bring us closer to Mala.
To bring us closer to God. Good. Okay, anything else? I'm going to pick on Tinder. Any reason, anything? Anybody? At the back, with earphones. Mr. Singh. Why do we bother?
So you got done a lot, you don't do anything else, then you get licks.
True. So if you don't do good deeds, but surely as a Christian you have 10 commandments. Okay, you do lots of good deeds there. You have to do really, really good things, give to charity, not kill anybody, be good friends. As a Muslim, you do 5 Namajan, they're very good deeds. You're remembering God 5 times a day. As a Hindu, you might go to Hardwar, but as a Sikh, why do we bother?
Is it to detach us from Maya?
Detach you from Maya, good. That's definitely something that you do for. I've forgotten your name already, sorry.
But it's all kind of interconnected, is if you sort of you're trying to become one with life, then you sort of move away from all the 5 vices, the 5 thieves, aren't you? Your slanders,
that's it. Very good. That's it. So Maharaj has blessed us with this human carnation, this human life form, so that we can merge and become Him. He's given us the opportunity to become God, to be one with God. It's the only opportunity, only carnation that you get to do this. It's the only opportunity that you get to become that jewel, that light in the sky, that thing, to become there, be merged with that ocean, that light. This is the only incarnation life form that you get. And taking Amrit and becoming a Sikh is your path to get to that point. Okay? So Maharaj has given us the attire, the appearance that he took on. So Guru Gobind Singh, the 10th Guru, gave us Amrit. Okay? He made us like him. Put Amrit inside us. Okay? And then the Guru guides us. The Guru Granth Sahib is your Guru, and inside there is all the knowledge that you need, all the guidance that you need to take you to Waigu. So as a Guru's sake, I get questioned. I've got a Christian person that works with me, quite a devout Christian, and she loves this conversation. Why do you do this? Why do you do this? And it makes me think. So at the same time, I'm getting annoyed with her that she's asking me all these questions and does my head in. It makes me appreciate, it makes me question myself. Why do I bother? Okay, so inside every one of us, in all creations, all animals, there's jewel that's inside us. Okay, there's a bit of Waigu inside us. That's what makes us us. Okay, science can try to recreate and clone us, but each one of us is individual. Each one of us has a personality. Each one of us has a different mixture of chromosomes, etc., etc. So in each one of us, there is Waigu, and it's there. Okay, and our deeds that we do, the things that we do, is what's going to make the light shine brighter. So naturally you're drawn to a good person, a good doing person, a good deed person. You're drawn to that person because they're doing all the right things. But it's that Waigu that's shining out of them. Okay, so what Guruji is saying to us, use this time valuably because you're given an opportunity to join me. Okay, you take on my appearance, you take on my qualities, and then you come and join me. You can take you totally away from this reincarnation, birth and death and this cycle, if you want to. So you're given the opportunity. So if somebody asks me, why do I bother doing this? Why on earth do I get up so early in the morning and do this and the other? And you know what I mean? It's because I've chosen a path. And what you have to, everybody is at a different place in their life, and I can't say that this is the path, and why don't you do this, and why don't you follow this path, and why don't you follow this path? Because everybody has something that they want to do, what they want to achieve. And for me, on a personal level, I grew up in a Gursikh family, but it was more of an opportunity to contemplate what do I want. Okay, so I grow up and I have all the teenage demands. I want this, I want that, I want to do this. I went through university, had a good laugh and stuff. But then it kind of strikes you, is this it? So you get married, you have kids, you become a mum, and then you become a grandma, and then you die. And that's really it. And then you find yourself going through this cycle of buying a house, buying a car. There's got to be more to it. This can't be it. This freedom that you suddenly think you get when you get married, this thing that you get when you go to university, is this it? Because it's very short-lived. Soon as you've left home to go to university, it really wears off quickly. Thinking, oh my God, the student loan, oh my God, the mortgage and stuff. And you start contemplating, is this really it? That's where Gursikh kicks in. Because the more meditation you do, the more Simran you do, the more Gurbani, the prayers that you read, the more you're filling yourself, filling your inner bowl, your spiritual bowl, with these qualities that eradicate the mind, that clean the mind, that cleanse the mind, and you feel really content. You haven't got this prishna, this desire, you haven't got this desire to suddenly prove to anybody that you are better than them, you are prettier than them, you are richer than them, and you're more intelligent than them, etc. You've got the bigger car. You haven't got that. And that only comes if you start disciplining yourself, and you start using your time, you start putting your efforts towards this path. Okay, so had I not chosen Sikhi, I could see myself having a good old fun, having highs, having lows, but doing everything that everybody else before me has done. By following the path of Sikhi, totally different. It's a different world, it's a different lifestyle, everything is very, very much different. One thing is definite, is very content. You feel very, very content. More content than I can really word. Content is just one word to describe how you feel. You do really feel one with yourself. But I want to link it now, I'm going to move on. That was my Taki chain email that I've ripped up. But I'm going to move on. I'm going to refer to a Shabad that if you're a Gursikh or you're a Sikh or you've got Sikh people in your family, they do it before they go to bed. And it's just something I've researched, typed in yesterday morning, I think, on Sikhi to the Max. Out of the few Shabbos that came up, this one I thought was a bit more relatable. It's the one you do before you go to sleep. Oops. Oh, hold on. Let me just look. This was the original one, if I just change it now, I have got the real one somewhere. Okay. So I'm just going to focus on the first few lines of it. Okay, it's Rag Gauri Purvi Mahalla Panjwa. करो बिनती सुनो मेरे मीता शांत टेर की बेला यहाँ कार चलो हर लाहा आगे बस न सुहेला औद कटे दिन सरे नारे मन गुर में कार सवारे रहो ए संसार विकास न सहमे तेरे ब्रह्म ज्ञानी जिसे जगाए पियावे रस अकाल कथा तिन जानी जहाँ को आए सोई बहाजो हर गुते मनो बसेरा निर्कार में पावो सुख सहज बौर न होए को फेरा अंतर जामी पुरख बिताते सदा मन की पूरे नानक दास एह सुख मांगे मुखों का संतन की पूरे. Okay, the line I'm going to direct you to is the first one. You haven't got the Punjabi font, so you just have to ignore the first line. The second line is a translation of the Gurbani, so it's got Karo binanti suno mere nita. What Maulana is saying there, as you can read, it says, listen my friends, I beg of you, now is the time to serve the saints. Okay, so we're always putting it off, saying, I'll do it tonight. I want to do that part. I'll do it tonight, or I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tonight, I'll do it Sunday, I'll do it Monday. That time is never there. You always plan and you plan and you plan. Now is the time. I'll come back to this, I'm going to move on. Okay, somebody who really, really appreciated the value of time very early on was a very, very, very special Gursikh. And in October 2006, we celebrated his 500th birthday. Okay, other than Jitendra, who I've already spoken to. Does anybody know who that Gursikh is? Okay, so Guru Nanak Dev Ji, he was a very, very special Gursikh. And in October 2006, we celebrated his 500th birthday. Okay, other than Jitendra, who I've already spoken to. Does anybody know who that Gursikh is? Anybody? Do you know? No? Anybody? Anybody want to guess? Get it wrong. Talk to me, guys. You're looking in a bit glum. I know you've had lots and lots of lectures today. You're a bit brain dead, but it'd be nice to engage you guys. Okay, the Gursit that I'm referring to is Baba Buddha Ji. Okay, I'm going to talk about him because he's very important, a very, very important person. And because we've just celebrated 500 years of his birth, he is a very, very special Gursit. Okay, he was born around Guru Nanak Dev Ji's time. Okay, I'll show some facts on the next slide. Okay, he was born in 6th of October 1506 at the village of Katunanga, which is about 80 kilometers from the northeast of Amritsar. His first name, the parents named him Buddha. Okay? And the Saki goes, as a small boy, he was one day grazing cattle outside the village when Guru Nanak Dev Ji happened to be passing by. Now, what's really bizarre is the blessing that he asked Guruji for. Okay? He asked for a very, very unique blessing. The blessing he asked for was, "O sustainer of the poor, I am fortunate to have had sight of you today. Absolve me now from the circuit of birth and death." Okay, what is he saying? Take me out of this. I don't want this now. What brought this about was what he'd seen, and historians vary on this. What he'd seen was that when you light a fire, what you need to light a fire is you've got your big logs and you've got your small logs. Okay? Now, in order for the big logs of fire to light up, you need to use the small logs because they light up better and they light up faster and light up quicker. Okay, so you use the small logs to light up the big logs. What do you think that means? So I'm going to leave you a couple of minutes to think about that. I do want somebody to have a go, alright? Because we come here to learn and I'm not going to judge you, I'm not going to give you a end of lecture assessment or anything else. Okay, so it takes the small logs to burn first, they burn faster, they burn quicker to light up the bigger logs. So what do you think that means to you guys? Anybody? Yes?
You need to start doing your small amounts of burning before you can do the big lot, which will get rid of all the bark you've ever done. So you get rid of the little amounts, and then you get to the big part of life where you actually feel content, like you said before.
That's fantastic. It's really good. I did this at Christmas with the kiddies. I think I had a 6 to 7 year old or 5 to 6 year old, and I was sitting there going, "What do you think you need to do?" "You need the small logs. You need to get lots of small logs." Okay. What else do you think? Lots of little logs. You don't need the big logs. They burn faster. And obviously, ages. And there's just one kid out of this group of 15 to say, "I know." And she's very close. Very, very good. Okay. So what you need is to start early. Okay, if you look at it as a symbolism for your bhakti, for your meditation, the big logs, they might not ever light up, they might not fire up. Okay, you can put lots and lots of little logs up, lots and lots of little logs up, but that might not fire. It might be a grotty old piece of wood, it might not fire. So we as Punjabi mentality always say, "Oh, does it get bahobi? Oh, when I get old and grey, and I'll live my life, I'll take Amrit then, I'll start going to the Gurdwara then." That's not how it goes. The inside, the Naam inside is not going to fire up. You don't know how much you're going to do. Are you going to do enough? Is it going to be enough to achieve what you want to achieve on an individual basis? So looking at that, you can take it as many different levels, so many different levels. You start early, okay? You start with the little logs. You don't know how long you've got. It could represent life. Okay, now what I noticed was the little logs went first. That if you're looking at a person, that the creator hadn't looked at the age of that wood, had looked at nothing, but he just chose to take it away. Okay, so people die, and you look at life, and then he suddenly appreciated that. Yes, we think we're in control of our destiny. Yes, we can do this, and I'm making my options, and I'm choosing my next year's modules, and I'm going to choose my dissertation. But there are certain things that you can't choose. Okay, now Buddha started worrying about these things. He started thinking, okay, oh my gosh, I have no control over this. I'm going to be reborn again, and I'm going to have to go to this whole Bunga again. I don't know when I'm going to go. It could be tomorrow. There's no difference. Maharaj has all this written. God has written all this. When and how long, how many breaths I'm going to take. And he really, really thought, and he thought, and he thought. And bless him, he got worried. So what he asked for, which nobody had asked before, was this blessing from Guru Nanak Dev Ji. And lots of people go to Guru Nanak Dev Ji. That's for lots of different things. You know, some people go, they've not got wealth, they're asking for wealth. Some people are asking for health. Some people are asking for a boy. Some people want a match for their daughter. There's lots of different demands. And he was a young boy asking Guru Nanak Dev Ji for this blessing to be absolved from the births and cycles of births and deaths. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji was taken aback, if anything. And he said, "You're so wise for your young age. Your name is not Buddha, it's Buddha." And Buddha in Punjabi means wise old man. So from that day, Guru Nanak Dev Ji renamed him, and he then became a disciple of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. So Guru Baba Buddha Ji, Baba came on afterwards. So the Guru Sikhs, as he started getting old, put Baba in front of Buddha Ji. So Baba Buddha Ji became a devout disciple. Okay, he moved from his native Kattu Nangal to Kartarpur Sahib, where Guru Nanak Dev Ji was staying, and he was really, really blessed. He made a decision. As soon as a young boy went to Guru Nanak Dev Ji, he changed his life, he changed his discipline. He devoted all his time to doing seva for Sangat, that's the congregation, and to the Gurus. That's what he did. He did the rest of the things that we do. We do our tirth, we go out, we earn our money, we go out and get married. He did all of that. He had all of that, but he spent his time doing lots and lots of seva, a devout Gursikh. Okay, so, and he was respected. He earned the respect of the Sangha. He earned the respect and love from the Gurus. And he had the utmost honour of presiding over the ceremonies that the Guruship ceremonies that passed on. So he was presided over the ceremony from Guru Nanak Dev Ji to Guru Angad Dev Ji, to Amadas Ji, to Ram Das Ji, Guru Arjan Dev Ji, and then Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji. He was part of the whole ceremony to anoint them. Okay? He was then given the honour, and because he was respected so much, to helping the body and Guru Gobind Wasa. Okay? So it says lots and lots of different steps down to the well area, which is very, very sacred, and that was built under Guru Amar Das Ji. He then supported Guru Ram Das Ji, Guru Arjan Dev Ji, the Darbar Sahib today. There you go. Okay, there's a beer there, a beer Baba Buddha. Okay, that's a tree under which he used to sit and supervise the construction of the Darbar Sahib. While he was doing so, it's also the place where he meditated. He was a continuous Gursikh. Even though he had all his duties to fulfill, he never stopped doing Simran, okay? So as he's doing his duties, he's finding time, his brain is somewhere else, it's with Maharaj, his focus is there, he's totally immersed, thinking about God, thinking about why. Yes, he's doing this, yes, he's sitting there, yes, he's doing this, that, and the other, but he's thinking and he's immersed with Vaheguru. And the reason I'm drawing your attention to that is Guruji, Guru Arjan Dev Ji, the fifth Guru, he hadn't had any children yet, and his wife was called Mata Ganga Ji. Okay, so Mata Ganga Ji goes to Guruji, you give lots of blessings out to everybody, and some people come to you, they want a son, you bless them with 7 sons, and this, that, and the other. We've not had a child. And Guruji said, you want a blessing for a child, then go to Baba Buddha Ji. Okay, so he said, go to Baba Buddha Ji. What do you think that means? There we go. This is a Guru, this is our Guru, Guru Arjan Dev Ji, telling his wife, I'm not going to give you a blessing. He didn't say that, but he didn't say, oh, here's your blessing. He said, go to a Gursikh. So what do you think that means? What do you think we learn from that? Anything? Anybody? Nobody? Somebody? You? This is the amount of respect that our Gurus have given to our Gursikhs. This is the amount of love that our Guru has given to our Gursikhs. Not just any old Gursikh, it has to be a person who has dedicated his life to Sikhi, to the Sikh faith, to meditating. This is a saintly person, Baba Buddha Ji, is immersed in Naam, is meditating. This is the blessing that Guruji has given his Gursikh. Okay, he's saying that, basically he's saying, you're like me. I'm a person, I've come from Vaheguru, I'm a Guru to guide the Gursikhs, but you're like me. You have accumulated enough spiritual wealth that you too can give out blessings, and you can give my wife a blessing. That's how much love he's given his Guru Sikhs, and that's not heard of before. So the Saki goes to his wife, Mata Gangaji, go to Baba Buddhaji, go and get your blessing. Yeah, go to him for a blessing. You want a blessing, go to him. So Mata Gangaji goes, she gets her chariots ready, and gets all the servants to make the food, and really nice stuff that she's going to take. She wants this blessing from Baba Buddhaji. Now Baba Buddhaji on the other side is a very spiritual person. Okay, he doesn't faff around, he doesn't dress himself with robes and wealth and stuff. He might have accumulated it. He doesn't. He dresses down because he's a very, very humble person. Very, very humble person. To his dying days, he has the utmost humility that you wouldn't believe. In his diet, all he ever had since becoming a disciple of Guru Nanak Dev Ji was missi roti, which is roti mixed with dal and an onion. And that's it. That was his diet. Simple food, simple dress, talk less, sleep less, eat less, all of that. Everything is, very modest. And that's what Sufis and mystics, generally attire to. Okay, so his craft was very blessed. So here's Mata Gangaji going, dressing in her best dress, going with big chariots, big entourage, lots of lovely food made and prepared by the servants. And as she's going, lots of dust is, rising, going up. And then somebody somewhere informs that Baba Buddhaji comes out with Ajki Guru Gyan ki Befta Pegiya. So basically Baba Buddhaji is saying, what's wrong with the Guru's household today? What's wrong with them? What's wrong with them? What's their problem today? What's their problem? It's really kind of, really negative. So he wasn't really pleased. You can see this whole commotion coming towards him, lots of dust in the air. He's saying, Ajki Guru Gyan Befta Pegiya. What's wrong with them today? What do they want? And this gets back to Mata Gangaji. And she stops, she turns back, and she's disheartened. What have I done? What have I done? She's really upset. So she goes back to Guru Arjan Dev Ji, the fifth Guru, and says, look, I heard that Guru Baba Buddhaji said this. What have I done? Well, And then Guruji explains. He goes, you're asking for something. You want something. Look at the way you're going. You want something from somebody. Look at the way you're going. So the following day she, dresses normally, because she's a very simple person, dresses normally, and she hand makes the missi roti and the ganda. She wraps it and she walks, which is a distance. So she walks with nimrata, with humbleness, to Baba Buddhaji. And Baba Buddhaji, and then she gets there, she does Babaji seva, so she sits him down, washes his hands, prepares the meal in front of Babaji, and Babaji eats it. Okay? And Babaji is really pleased. So he opens the roti and he gets the ganda, the gutta, right, the onion, and smashes it. And he says, you're going to give birth to a son that's going to really crush the heads of the enemies, the oppressors that oppress people, like this. So he smashes the ganda and says, this is the blessing. Basically, that's your blessing. So without even asking, she didn't have to say, Babaji, please bless me with this. She didn't have to say it. Because Guru says, a spiritual person knows your inner thoughts, knows your inner desires. So she did this so that so Babaji would give her a blessing. So that blessing hopefully would take the form of a son. He did better than that. He gave her a really, really special blessing. So he does his ganda. And then Guru Har Gobind Singh Ji did live up to that. He fought 4 big wars and he did put the oppressors in their place. The Mughal emperor was shaken. Never before had he been shaken in such a way. Guru Har Gobind Singh Ji had a strong army, I can't remember how many thousands, but he was the first to start this up. So Baba Buddhaji then helped Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji, assisted Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji. The seva that Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji wanted of him was similar to what his dad did. So Guru Baba Buddhaji then watched over the Akal Takht, which is just opposite Darbar Sahib, just opposite the Golden Temple, the Akal Takht. And Baba Buddhaji presided over that. He watched the build, he watched the construction, he made sure it was supervised. So Guru Arjan Dev Ji got his son lived up all the expectations. And Babaji was very old at this time. When Babaji passed away, he was 125 years old. Okay, but even though he was so old during the time of Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji, he trained Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji in the art of martial arts. He trained him up, okay, so that just shows you the power of spirituality. It has no bounds. So you think that old people are frail and very weak. Our Sikh history teaches us something contradictory to that. We're not weak. Okay, if you got Bani inside you, you've got Naam inside you in your Hirda, you can do anything. Because even at that old age, Babaji taught Sri Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji, the sixth Guru, the after war. Okay, he went on to succeed all the wars that Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji fought against the Mughals. And this is, the Mughals were a big army. Okay, so just to illustrate that. So the sixth Guru stayed with Babaji in his last few days. And last 2 days were at Jindaram, where he died. And at that place, we have this Gurdwara. Gurdwara Tapastan Baba Buddha Ji, in memory of Babaji. Okay, so it's not like your normal run-of-the-mill Guru say this was a very spiritual person. Okay, so he stayed through 6 Gurus. He did the utmost seva, and we've got lots and lots to learn from him. So I've spoken a lot. Okay, I've discussed time, the importance of time. We have 86,400 seconds a day. And we have to use that wisely. Yes, we can sleep. We can sleep for the world, okay? But body is your own body. You know when you've got exams and you cram it in and you can survive on 4 hours sleep, 5 hours sleep, 6 hours sleep. When you've been clubbing and you've got to drive back to Manchester where you're originally from, you can get up in the morning and drive back and no problem. It's when you want to do something. So what you have to do, and what I want you to appreciate, I know it's February the 1st today, but still on the theme of New Year's, you've got to start taking stock, if you like. And I want you to appreciate that. I'm not expecting you to take Amrit. I mean, it'd be fantastic if you could take Amrit, but to take stock, to appreciate how important time is. And you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, so make a pledge, if you like. The other thing I forgot to mention, which I'm going to bring in, is because it's February. What I want you to appreciate is, we as a Gursik, if we meditate and meditate and we do our Gurbani and Baba Buddhaji, Guruji gives us that blessing, he gives us that spirituality, and the Sangha will appreciate that. They see that respect because you're glowing, you've got something there, and then that's how you get the signs in the Mahapurush. Okay, but we don't become Guru. So I don't want you to think that somewhere along the line, if you do so much, you become Guru. You can never do that. For us as Guru Sikhs, to meet Waheguru, we need our Guru. We can never overcome Guru at any point. So we're like, this is where February comes in. So Guruji is like, the Gurbani is like a Cupid, Cupid's arrow. So we're like a bride that's going to go and get married and become one with God. So that's the ultimate journey. And the Gurbani is like a Cupid, it's supposed to pierce our heart with lots of emotions. The more part you read, the more in love you feel. Okay, so come Valentine's Day in 14th of February, please don't think about Cupid the saint or whoever he was. Think about Gurbani being your Cupid and piercing your heart with his words. Okay, Guruji wrote those words and they're very profound, they're amazing, depending on which Shabad you pick up. I'm going to end with this. This is my mishmash of stuff that I picked up over the years, and it kind of helps people when they ask me, what do you do? So I've spoken about time and how important it is and how it can go whoosh past you. I mean, university is a fantastic time. You meet lots and lots of people, you suddenly open your wings, and you see the world through a whole different set of eyes, pair of eyes. But what I would like you to do is set yourself a goal. I'm not saying a huge goal, a teeny tiny little goal. It could be anything, and you're all personal. You could say, for example, as I'm making my way to the Ken Edwards building, I will not go with Joe Bloggs, who talks all the time, and not with Sheila, she just gossips all the time. I will go by myself, and as I'm walking, I will do more Mantra Path, or I will do, say, Waheguru 10 times, any little small thing. But when you make yourself a goal, any type of goal, you have to be realistic. And I see, like a diet, you set yourself all these kind of goals, and then we always fail, pack it in, we don't bother. But be realistic, set yourself a goal, and then identify the challenges. Okay, so appreciate that there are going to be obstacles. Something's going to stop you somewhere along the line. So when it's revision night before the exams, when it's Mr. Howard's lecture is really boring, and you can't do that, or whatever it is, and be aware of those. Then I want you to pursue that goal that you've set yourself with diligence and persistence. Don't go with emotions. That's the last thing you want to do. If you think, oh, I can't be bothered today, oh man, I'm really tired. Don't go with emotions, don't go with feelings, be consistent. Okay? So be consistent all the time, don't let yourself fail. And practice self-denial, homemade. Okay, ego, suddenly you start thinking, you know, I've done this for 20 days, I've done it for 100 days, I'm king of the castle, I'm the cat that got the queen. Don't do that. Okay, so don't let yourself go down that route. Learn to say no. I mean, Maharaj puts temptations deliberately on the path, lots and lots of temptations, lots and lots of obstacles, because he says, there's, you know, I want emeralds and jewels, I don't want any wishy-washy, I want people who are really dedicated, and they're the ones that get the ultimate goals. Okay, you always get goals, you always get rewarded for everything you do, but to get the ultimate goal, to get to either, it's really, really hard, very, very hard. So don't get me wrong, it's no easy task. Lots of years of dedication, and you do get there. The last one, you might think is a bit contradictory, but life is life, I suppose. So allow yourself to fail, but then don't just walk away. Look back and say, well, what have I done? How could I improve it? Refocus your goal. If you missed it path-wise, don't think you can't do it. Okay? You wanted to learn part, you didn't get it right, try again, try a different approach. You do it with your essays, you do it with resits, you do your resits in GCSE, and you make yourself stronger. You think, I'm going to get that GCSE in English. You know, fair enough, I got an E the first time, I'm not going to get an E, I'm going to get a B this time. And you work your socks off, you know what you've got to do. You've got to read that anthology, you've got to make the notes. So you know what I'm talking about when I say that. But just appreciate it, just like your English literature goals, like your whatever goals you've got. Stick a goal in for Sikhi. Make time for Sikhi. There's no time allocated. You have to make the time. And this one I didn't get right to finishing, so it's a bit messy. But the rewards. So why bother? There's lots and lots of good rewards there. Your lifestyle is orderly and less stressful. You feel good about yourself. Jadikla. Okay, so you're feeling jadikla, you feel in control. Sense of achievement. Health-wise, you're more happier. You're more productive. Yeah, naturally what you'll find is good, happy, positive, good people who do good deeds, lots of charity work, they generally do have a good effect on other people. You know the people I'm talking about, people who just say, oh, she's lovely, oh, she's so nice, oh, he's lovely, he's got a lovely personality. It's because the good deeds they do, they accumulate that, they have that aura around them. The most important thing is you build a strong relationship with God, with Waheguru. Okay? And the more you discipline yourself, the more closer you get. Everyone struggles with discipline, but you have to deal with it, okay? And you have to try to be the best that you can be. You bring good body into your life, and trust me, it does magical things for you. I mean, lots of people refer to them as coincidences. It's a coincidence that happened, it's a coincidence that happened. Well, I've had too many coincidences in my life, trust me. And it's not a coincidence. I know that certain thing that happened, this thing that happened, or that event that took place that had this effect, happened because I've been watched over. Okay, that Guruji is in my life. It's because I make I've chosen that path and I make that promise to my Guru. And that's really it. So there you go. Now it's over to you. I've spoken about Baba Buddhaji. I've mentioned time. So I'm going to put it to you. Was there something that you're not clear about, or want to ask? Yes.
I have a question about Baba Buddha thing. A lot of people say, I mean, I've already read about it in certain things, but a lot of people say that Baba Buddhaji obviously taught Guru Har Gobind Shastra Vidya. People say that Guru Nanak actually gave it to Baba Buddha. I think he decided to give it to the sixth Guru. Is that an element of truth in that, or did he just learn it himself?
What you got to appreciate, Baba Buddhaji gave his life to Sikhi. So anything that he achieved, he gained is a blessing from Guruji. Okay? You can't think that he trained himself. It's because he totally immersed himself. He gave himself up. There was no I about him. He did not talk I am or I have done this. He never did that. So everything that he achieved was a blessing, and that's the way he looked at it. So if he got Shastra Vidya, it's because Guruji gave it to him. If he passed it on and successfully Guru Har Gobind Sahib trained it, that's also Guruji's will. I don't think there's any kind of thing where it's like a boom and say, here you go, God bless you. I don't think it's like that. I think Guruji wants to give you a blessing, he can give you a blessing. And I think everybody in this room has a blessing. Some of you are going to be fantastic, like poster, brilliant poster here. You've all got something fantastic about you. And if you want to have something different about you, you've got to go to Guruji. Okay, I'm putting it back to you now. Mata Gangaji went for a blessing. Okay, she went in a certain way. Every time you go to the Gurdwara, it's like going to Baba Buddha Ji. Better, it's even more amazing than that. You guys, you will want something. If you don't want something today, you're content. You will want something tomorrow. It might be that you want to, have a relationship and marriage with somebody you like, and you tried all other avenues, and then you go knocking at the Gurdwara. Okay, you've got an illness, your mum's been diagnosed with this, or your grandma's really ill in the hospital, and then you go knocking at the Gurdwara. But either way, you do at some point, somewhere in your life, go there, even though it might be to take your lama, your wedding ceremony. But how do you think you should go? This is an easy question, come on. How do you think you should go? You're going to see Guruji, okay? So whatever design you've got, whatever problem you've got, how do you think you should go? So we've seen Mata Gangaji go with her big charade, big entourage. Come on, anybody?
Do your nom, don't ask for anything in return.
I didn't catch that, sorry.
Do your nom and don't ask for anything in return.
Yeah, that's a mentality, good. Meditate and don't focus on anything else and then come back. I think it's important to appreciate, because I'm not trying to offend anybody or disrespect anybody, but in the olden Punjab, the old Indian days, people used to travel for many, many miles, just to take advice to Guruji. And they didn't have horses and chariots, and people maybe locally used to go. But they went with love, they went with devotion. They didn't go dressed in their Gucci handbag and their Prada jeans and their Armani trousers and something, God knows whatever else. They didn't go half-dressed with their midriff bare. They didn't go with jewels hanging off their ears and rings and everything else. They didn't go like that. They went almost naked, if you like. The simplest clothes, because they appreciate that whatever they've got, whatever that may be, might be a cow, it might be a mansion, is Guruji's blessing. Everything that happens at the will of God. You're born in a rich family, it's the will of God. You're born in a poor family, it's the will of God. And if you realize that and you acknowledge that, when you go to the Guru, you're going with nothing, because nothing is your own. So when you do go to the Gurdwara, you should really be humble. You should dress down and say, I'm not saying deliberately go in your rags. I'm just saying, just be very aware that your Sacha Pasha, your Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji is amazing. It's got all the knowledge, it's got more than the knowledge, it's inside there is lots and lots of wealth, lots and lots of different prayers that can help you at different times, different guidances, and you've got to show that love, and you get that love back. And to help you, there's the Shabdas. Charan Sharan Guru Ek Penda Jai Jan, Sat Guru Kot Penda Age Hoye Legte Hain. So what Maharaj is saying, you take just one step towards me, and I mean a proper step, not just a I've gone to the Gurdwara step. I mean a proper step. You've dressed completely. You've gone with lots of pyar, lots of devotion. And what Maharaj is saying, I'll take 1,000 steps. Okay, he hasn't done the maths wrong. That is exactly right. So where you take one step, he will take 1,000 steps to help you. He loves you. You are his creation, just like everything else. He created you. He loves you, adores you. So it's important to show that love back. Any questions? Well, I'll be around for about 10-15 minutes, but okay. Yeah, so thank you for being good. Why did you get that?